CCC4, CCC4, CCC4. Why am I repeating this? Is it a car? I don't understand. I had a nightmare. But what CCC4 means? It's like a curse. Every morning I wake up, my bed wet because I dreamt of it. Well, the answer is Curse Conlang Circus 4, and I'm participating. Now that I'm awake, I can focus on important things like discovering big questions for humanity. Like, if you imagine yourself yawning, do you end up yawning? What's the temperature of a whisper? And do I make the most cursed Conlang this year? I present you Emotian, a language made of emotions. Think about it, when your face, your tone expresses an emotion, you are giving information, truthfulness, many things. You don't communicate just with faces, but those emotions are giving extra information. I did my calculation and could you make a language when each word is an emotion? No, I counted 155 emotions. Basic stuff like sadness, anger, disgust, Waldamseinheit. Not many unless you want to make a Tokipona clone. But if those emotions were just the semantic domain, then it's a pretty good number. Just multiply those emotions with a set of the same number of emotions. You get 24,025 words, just with two emotions. I'll make an example. Take character. Its emotions communicate the semantic domain. That's called scene-subject emotion. Now take an audience. Their emotions will specify what word belonging to the semantic domain we are uttering. And who's the audience? You. Yes, you. For this language to work, I need to provoke the right emotion in you each time. But if each word is given by mine and your emotion, who is listening to what we are emotioning? So let's begin. First, phonology. Thing here, there's not really any phonology. Emotions won't be expressed by sound, and the emotions by themselves are just vague. They don't make up the language like phonemes do. So we can jump to grammar. The pronouns are these ones. They conveniently belong to the same semantic domain, having the scene subject emotion, awkward. Then, to specify which it is, there's subject audience emotion, possessive audience emotions, reflexive ones. Normal stuff like feeling that something's cursed. Okay, maybe I took some liberties on the definition of emotion. An important thing to know is that this language does not have words for emotions. Emotion is a word trait, meaning each subject or object of a sentence possesses one. You don't express this with scene-subject emotions and audience emotions, but by cueing them in the screen in English. This makes things confusing, as those are not the emotions of the scene subject or the audience. And believe me, it wasn't easy to think what the loom of infinity would feel, of the echo, and God! Okay, it's part of an interjection, but I know it's outraged. But it's necessary. These emotions also modify something else. Temperature. Wait, what has temperature to do with emotions? Think about it. When we represent anger, it's hot. When we represent relaxation, it's chilled. We relate emotions with temperature. At least in this language, we certainly do. The change in temperature given by the emotion can be between -8 and +8, depending on the emotion type. The serpent starts at 35 degrees Celsius, sorry Americans, modified +1 by feeling proud. Later it becomes rageful. The serpent temperature dropped by 1 by being in space. At least, that's where I think it is. +8 for the emotion, the serpent now has 42 degrees. I calculated the whisper temperature as well. Think about it, when you whisper and put a hand on your mouth, that's warm. So I figured the instant you whisper, the air where the sound is uttered is hotter than the room temperature. I decided as the average between room temperature and your breath. That air temperature is the whisper one. But why is this important? Languages don't have words with temperature. This don't make any sense. But Emotian words have it for a good reason. See, Verbs are conjugated by pronoun, meaning each verb is for emotions, but we also need to express tenses and aspects of a verb. That is not expressed by emotions, but by temperature. Plus tenses in Emotian don't say if it's future or past, only define the distance from the present of the action. Bigger the temperature range, bigger the distance. This range is reported in Celsius for habitual actions, Fahrenheit for perfect one-time actions, and Kelvin for progressive actions. This is of course modifying the subject temperature in a temperature range. The mood is expressed in yet another way, by gesture. Sometimes when we express emotions we do it with our body as well. So each gesture gives a different mood, indicative, subjunctive, optative, of course infinitive having no relation to time or conjugation, to be specified just need a gesture, but there's no imperative. Why? I'll go back to verbs later. So thinking about words for a minute and think of a scene. A scene with thought emotions is a sentence. When two sentences are linked to each other, you normally add words, conjunctions, but not here. The place where something happens tells you what link there is. Addition can be expressed by a place. Cellar front is one, as bathroom expresses a type of comparison. That means that whoever is listening will understand how two clauses are linked. If they are, will not think in terms of conjunction of words, we'll only see these two scenes are in the same place, they are linked this way. Addition, comparison, cause, and all the others. These links are indicated by the place of a scene. So first grammar rule, no words for conjunction, or in fact any punctuation. The closest thing to a written form is basically just a mix of a code and a screenplay. Other aspects of a spoken language that are difficult to express in Emotian are focus, sentence type, and the emotion the speaker expresses when talking. Because we are missing tone of voice, pitch, pauses, we need to express those in yet another way. Focus, which word in a sentence is emphasized, will be conveyed by an increase in the volume of the background music. Music won't give any other information other than setting the mood for the audience emotion. The type of sentence, declarative, interrogative, imperative, or exclamative, is given out from the scene speed. So here you see imperative not as a trait of a verb, but belonging to the sentence. The effect, the emotion conveyed by the speaker, is understood by the scene duration, from 6 to 160 seconds. Each second a different emotion for the effect. The veridicality of a sentence is given by the time direction. A scene that goes back in time from the previous one means the sentence is false, forward true, while if it's the first scene, it needs to be a memory scene. I also added polarity, taking the time a scene is happening, the total between hour and minutes, convey the meaning affirmative if the total is less than 42, and negative if the total is more than 42. Let's go back to words. Now, verbs have other traits as well. I just talked about sentence type. Well, I want to introduce another factor playing its role. Voiceover. Each scene with its emotions, time, temperature, speed will have a voiceover. These have a double function to help cue in the right emotions in the audience, and at the same time, the type of sentence the voiceover is will tell the listener the evidentiality of a sentence action. There are 4 sentence types, 4 evidentiality types. Nice and smooth. The voiceover will be in English, so be careful if it's interrogative or exclamative. But don't be fooled. The voiceover information is a mere decoy, something that adds confusion. Verbs in Emotian also differentiate by having plurality or not. That is given by presence of inner thoughts of a scene subject, not to be confused with the voiceover. No inner thought, the action has no plurality. And we have reciprocity, volition, mirability. Depending if the action possesses any of those, there will be a random sound effect. And if you had an initial fear that I was going to mime some emotions in a silent movie, now you have a different fear, I'm sure. And I said random sound effect? Well, that's because there's also a final sound effect. This is at the end of a sentence, as the structure is OVS. There's always one at the end that indicates the subject case. This kind of sound effect is also attached to any object to express case. In total, there are 11 cases. Here you can see them. The nouns also differ by number. Noun number will impact the full sentence. How a dual noun is expressed by repeating a scene 2 times. Vocal or déjà vu from 3 to 6 depending on the number of units of the noun. 7 units repeat the scene 42 times, also called loop plural. 8 or more units, also called torcho plural, the scene is repeated 36 times or more, but not 42. If the number is an imprecise plural, then it will be treated as a collective noun, singular. If 2 nouns are plural, the total will be considered. This method is imprecise, as it won't be indicated which noun or nouns of a sentence is plural. Okay, we solved the nouns and I guess also prepositions. Finally, it's time for adjectives. Well, adjectives are attached to nouns. They are emotions by the scene subject, but they also need to agree with the noun audience emotion. This means the meaning, for example of devoured, cannot be understood just by the emotions. For this, another element enters the picture: subliminal messages. For example, its tail or its bones. It would have a different set of 2 emotions depending on which noun. The only thing that tells us is its and not mine is the subliminal message. Each subliminal message indicates the correct adjective. How? Well, it's not something simple as each identifying one adjective. See, for any semantic domain of nouns, there is a set of subliminal messages which identify an adjective belonging to its own semantic domain. To know which subliminal is right, it's just a simple equation where A is the average between the ID number of the adjective scene subject emotion and the adjective real audience emotion. B is the noun audience emotion ID number. C is the noun emotion temperature modifier. The result is between 1 and 110. This number identifies a subliminal message and helps to understand the right adjective of a sentence emotion. Its of tail is therefore identified by 75. Its for bone is 82. Now, finally, you have all the means to understand it and judge it. I hope that's curse enough, and if you're not convinced yet of emotion cursiness, well, it's time to see the full translation. This 4-column script is not the most organized thing I ever made. Feel free to download it and see any grammatical error. This is an example of a full sentence structure, with the order of each element. On the other column is the scene subject emotions, from thoughtful to wonder that accompany fantasy when it seems temporarily real, or the unbearability of being part of a musical. And there's another column with your emotions, the audiences. You can follow it as a script if you download it from the description. And now it's the time to listen to this movie language. If I've done everything good, you'll feel the right emotions. Prepare some popcorn. Bobby is a remarkable guy. He can walk, breathe, touch his nose. He likes animals and nature. He doesn't look like a hiker, but he actually is one. He also liked to read and see movies, of course. Nothing special there. Any movie apart from musicals. He hates musicals. Speaking of it, now he's hearing some music. Nah. Other than that, he can't stand anything. He wakes up every morning knowing he will have to be faster than a lion. Then he remembers he's not. And later wonder why he's scared of gazelles. These days feel all the same. I guess he's gonna go back to sleep. He wakes up every morning knowing he will have to be faster than a lion. Then he remembers he's not. And later wonder why he's scared of gazelles. These days feel all the same. I guess he's gonna go back to sleep. He is just a kind soul. He could not hurt anyone. I think you ran away from a fly. These days feel all the same. Maybe there's gonna be a change. He is just a kind soul. He could not hurt anyone. I think you ran away from a fly. These days feel all the same. Maybe there's gonna be a change. He is just a kind soul. He could not hurt anyone. I think you ran away from a fly. These days feel all the same. Maybe there's gonna be a change. He is just a kind soul. He could not hurt anyone. I think you ran away from a fly. These days feel all the same. Maybe there's gonna be a change. Bobby brushes his teeth 3 times a day. Rather inconclusively. Why do I look like a blobfish? He's getting ready as he has a date today. He's gonna have a bubble bath. He likes bubbles. It's time to relax. He closes his eyes and breathes. He does look like a blobfish. And now he's arguing with himself if doing it. Open his eyes. Bobby's imagination has run wild. I think he has seen too many horror movies. The date was yesterday. Looking at Bobby's face, she ran away. No, he is so tired from the date. Later today, a second date. She likes him then. He's bringing the wine from the cellar upstairs. And now, he's probably imagining his life with her already. I wonder how he's even scared of his own cellar. Hey, I don't think the main character can even die. Bobby is a shy guy and doesn't get many chances. Some wine could make him more slick. Bobby smiles, but deep down, he knows the doubt never really leaves. Yes, this wine is good. Good enough to make a little dance. Or maybe musical. Bobby takes up the doll. Now it's quite scary. He liked this doll when he was little. He spent many good moments with his toys. I'm the cameraman. We need to cut. This is a joke. Bobby! Ah, shit! I'm not the main character. Look at you. Whose armors now? Had enough of you. Well, I need to go now. You need to see. Open his eyes. Yes, this wine is good. Good enough to make a little dance. Or maybe musical. Bobby takes up the doll. Now it's quite scary. He liked this doll when he was little. He spent many good moments with his toys.
How did you feel? Did I accomplish to translate text correctly? Well, vote for me if it was the most cursed Conlang. Check out my not cursed Conlang called Leshin on my channel and subscribe if you liked it. I still need to see any other entries to the contest. I hope they are awfully cursed as expected. And PS, if anyone is willing and able to make a site for my Conlang, contact me in case. Bye. If I've done everything good, you'll feel the right emotions. Prepare some some comfort.